Imagine you're at a trivia night, confidently answering all the questions, but when the results come in, you're at the bottom. Surprised? You've just experienced the Dunning-Kruger effect. This intriguing phenomenon, named after psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger, is a cognitive bias where people with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. Consider our trivia night scenario. You're buzzing in with answers, sure of your knowledge. Yet when the scores are tallied, you're not the trivia titan you thought you were. This is the crux of the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's not about confidence being a bad thing, rather, it's about the fascinating mismatch between our perceived competence and our actual competence. It's about how our self-assessment can sometimes be a tricky mirror, reflecting a distorted image of our abilities. So, in a nutshell, the Dunning-Kruger effect is all about the mismatch between perceived and actual competence. Now let's delve deeper into this fascinating phenomenon. Why does it happen and what are its implications? The Dunning-Kruger effect is rooted in a fundamental human flaw, a lack of self-awareness. When we're not aware of our own shortcomings, we tend to overestimate our abilities. This is often compounded by inaccurate self-assessment. We might think we're doing a great job when, in reality, we're not meeting the mark. Imagine a novice cook who has just learned a handful of recipes. He's so thrilled by his newfound culinary skills that he starts dreaming of running his own restaurant. He's falling prey to the Dunning-Kruger effect. His lack of experience in the restaurant industry and unawareness of the business challenges that come with it lead him to overestimate his capabilities. Now consider a beginner language learner. After a few weeks of practice, she starts believing she's fluent. She might even start giving advice to others. But when she's put in a real-life situation where she has to converse with native speakers, she realizes her grasp of the language isn't as strong as she thought. This is another classic example of the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. But why does this matter? Well, the implications of the Dunning-Kruger effect are far-reaching. It can lead to poor decision-making. Our novice cook might invest his life savings into opening a restaurant, only to find out he's ill-prepared for the challenge. Our language learner might move to a foreign country expecting to fit right in, but instead struggle with basic communication. Moreover, the Dunning-Kruger effect can hinder growth. If we're convinced we're already proficient, we're less likely to seek out learning opportunities. We might miss out on chances to improve, to grow, to become truly skilled. As we see, the Dunning-Kruger effect can lead us to overestimate our abilities, often with unwelcome results. So, we've understood the Dunning-Kruger effect, but the question remains, how can we overcome it? Let's start with 3 proven strategies. First, seek external feedback. It's easy to overestimate our skills when we're the ones assessing them. Therefore, getting an outside perspective is crucial. Think of a chess player who reviews his games with a more experienced mentor to identify blind spots. Secondly, cultivate a habit of continuous learning. The world around us is constantly evolving, and so should our knowledge base. A famous example of this is Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors. Despite his immense success, Buffett spends about 5 to 6 hours per day reading 5 newspapers and countless company reports. Finally, embrace a growth mindset. Rather than seeing our abilities as fixed, we should understand that they can be developed over time. This perspective encourages us to see challenges as opportunities for growth, not as threats to our ego. A classic example is Thomas Edison, who, instead of feeling discouraged after thousands of failed attempts at inventing the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Remember, the first step to competence is recognizing our own incompetence. That's the key to overcoming the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is indeed a fascinating concept that sheds light on our cognitive biases. We've seen how it can distort our self-perception, leading us to overestimate our abilities. This underscores the importance of self-awareness and continuous learning. By acknowledging our limitations, we can strive to improve, to grow. Ultimately, it is through understanding such psychological phenomena that we can navigate the labyrinth of the human mind. As we journey through the realms of cognition, always remember to keep learning and growing. This video was brought to you by Chasing Knowledge.